I want to thank you for joining me once again in the old dusty workshop. Today I am going to be taking that piece of big stainless sanmai that I showed you guys in the previous episode, and I'm going to be forging it into a knife. In just a moment I'm going to light the forge and get forging on that. I did just want to mention real quick before I get started, if you are new to the channel, it really helps me out if you like and subscribe, and that lets me continue doing all of these awesome projects for my YouTube. So I am very grateful for that. And I did want to mention I do now have an Amazon store. It will be loaded full of lots of little goodies just in time for the holiday season. I'm not doing custom orders through my Amazon. If you want a custom order, you can go to my Etsy. I do those there. It's just an easier platform to do customs on. I will be adding a bunch more to my Amazon in the coming weeks. So I want to thank you for your support. Now let's go ahead and light that forge and get this knife all forged out. So I've let it cool down a bit after drawing out the tang, and I just want to grind a couple things in before I finish before I finish forging the blade. I'm going to go for kind of this shape. I don't think I'm going to do as dramatic of a recurve here. Make it a little more subtle. But that's the general idea and the general size that I'm shooting for. So I'm going to grind a little bit of this on the tang just to make sure that that's all solid before moving on to getting the blade all finished. So just a couple small spaces I want to clean up before moving on. And this is still very thick. Very thick. Much thicker than even 1/4 inch. It's closer to 3/8. So quite a bit of stuff to work with here. And after this I'll fire the forge back up and finish the blade. Alright, so since I've gotten a little bit of the shape in there, and I've started texturing it a little bit, the reason why I did the texturing is because it will make the transition between the two steels have a little bit more activity. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grind the spine now, just to make sure that I have no delaminations or anything like that. And then after that's done, I will continue forging the final shape into this piece. We're looking pretty good. What I'm going to do now is, because we're so thick, very thick, I am going to spread this out just a little bit. I'm going to make this portion slightly longer. Even towards up this area, I'm going to widen the blade out. So I'm trying to get a little bit more width up here. Back this way, I'll probably use the press to kind of elongate this a bit, and just kind of generally forge it all down to roughly 1/4 inch. I can use an extra inch or two on the blade, so that'll be good, and I can widen out some parts of it, and that will get me right about to the dimensions that I wanted. Alright, so all the forging is now done. Pretty happy with that shape. I am going to grind the clip in just a little bit, but I'm really happy with that shape, and all the texturing I did should make the transition between the stainless steel and the CruForge V core be really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and trace this on, and then I will grind the profile in, and then it'll be time to grind in the bevels and see how that all looks. Alright. Just a quick test etch, and it looks absolutely incredible. See that along the spine. The other side. Now there will be quite a bit of grinding left to do, so this will be even more active, and that is just incredible. But the core is exposed all the way around, and that's just incredible. I cannot wait to get this heat treated and hand sanded up to like 600 grit before I do this again. Incredible. I am so very pleased with how this stainless Sanmai giant Bowie knife is going. I really, really love all of the activity you have between the two steels, and to be perfectly honest, I'm very, very not necessarily surprised, but just very grateful that this process to make this material works. Took me quite a long time to perfect it, and still can be a little finicky. It's not the easiest material to work with, but I mean, this just looks beautiful. It will look even more incredible once it is heat treated. That will bring out all of the contrast between those two metals even more. And I have some big plans for the guard and for the pommel. I'm going to be doing a pommel on this one. I will also be doing a kind of an elk stag handle. I'm going to be doing an aging process on the stag handle that really makes it look incredible. So I'm very excited to share that with you guys in the upcoming episodes. I want to thank you for watching this episode. It has been such a blast forging this beautiful blade. And if you are new to the channel, it really helps me when you like and subscribe. I get to continue making awesome projects like this with your guys' support, so I want to thank you. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next episode of Let's Make a Knife.